Welcome everyone. My name is Evelyn and I pulled some cards this morning I wanted to share with you. So you'll see the decks in front of you. I have the Medicine deck, the Past Life deck, the Fortune's Oracle, and the Ascension deck as well. And I pulled them this morning, or excuse me, this afternoon at 1:43, 1:44, 1:44, and 1:45. And the cards to the left is the underlying energies. There's 3 cards pulled, and then the first 2 piles have extra cards, which are used in numerology and to finish the message. And those came out as 1300 today. So 13 came out today, which is perfect for Halloween, the 31st, and 00. And so I looked it up in Gematria, and the first entry was a word spelled LUEYSTRERULT. So I was getting it as the Louis path regarding Are You Light? The second entry was Gotta Chase Star, God JC, and it was at 148, which is the miracles number. The next one was I Hear in Jesus Angels, then Confide in My Yeshua. Number 19 was Mrs. Mr. Now. 23 was Christ's Wife. 25 was June 13th. And 13 by itself, of course, is the death card. It's transformation and transition and Scorpio, with a lot of support from Source today with the double zeros. The underlying energy is the Swan, Asia, Thorns, and Neptune, with the Knight of Cups, which is 39, and then Space with the empty card, with Conflict, Quest, Halloween, Samhain, and the Sun. Beautiful Asian swan, the swan as Ea, seeing the sun through the thorns, a beautiful contrast. Tuning into the Earth Star chakra of Atlantis and Lemuria with the card numbers 39 space 3119, which is 39 with 11 inserted in the middle of it, the alignment of the Empress Mother and the Hermit Father. So I looked up 3119 in Gematria as well, and the second entry was Jesus Royal Bloodline from Ruth and King David. So already there's a lot about Jesus coming up. And the fourth entry was I Am With You Always. And that came up several times in the listing. The sixth entry was 12, 6, 17, almost together. 14 was 2DMV is Halloween MMXVIII, which is 2018. Which is very interesting because 2016 came up, 2017 this morning, and then 2018 here. And then the DMV also came up, which is number 734, which it came up as Levi, electricity, October 4th, and duality, which October 4th is also 10-4, right? Message received. And DMV is not only Department of Motor Vehicles, but it's also the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. So the lovely one, oh, by the way, before I go further, the number 12-6-17 came up, which is a date, and 7 years from 12-6-17 is this December 6, 24. So that was specific, and recently it had been brought up that Mars goes retrograde, I think was the message, on December 6th. So there's something very significant happening around December 6th there. Lovely one then came up regarding Ea, but it's really funny because one of the cats who've been living in my bushes, we named Lovely Ea. So it's really funny that it came up. But Lovely One, or Ea, as the swan, SW An, which An is Anu, the father of Ea, with taupe and yellow, inverting colors as branches of thorns, and the sun, and Neptune of N, EPT, and UNE, which is the Christ to Ed, or the bridge of Christ consciousness, and the ESP test of 1, with Archangel Sandalphon to nurture your divine potential, and I lovingly have nicknamed Sandalphon Saint Dolphin. At 217, which is the divine feminine, the high priestess, and the 17 of the star, your divine masculine love life with the 22 mountain and the 27 of Archangel Metatron, stationing to 7, or the boomerang, with Sandy and Met at Ron, which leads me to John Travolta, which is talking about the movie Grease, coming up with Greased Lightning, which 5 and 8 are Greased Lightning together, and Scientology, and Welcome Back Kotter, and the Stellar Gateway. So room 222 came up as well, reminding me of Welcome Back, Kotter, which is a guidance counselor show. And then Welcome Back, Kotter, of course, they all needed guidance. The chariot and the boomerang all coming up here around the stellar gateway chakra. Let his wings, Archangel Metatron, enfold you with golden orange light, and to visit Luxor tonight for his guidance. And so I looked up Kotter, K-O-T-T-E-R, and it means hut, cage, or prison cell. Like the hut was referred to as a place where somebody would live on a farm to work. The space for the swan as the ship comes in as Ea, the 34 of the unity in the heart, as an exchange of hands through the ring of fire of the thorns and the sun, at 3431, which is then 3 and 1 with 43 in the middle, which is 3 of cups of coming together with the 3 of the empress and the 1 of the magician. The 20 of the Sphinx with 5D records, the 19 of Neptune, which then was coming up as 2019. So now we have 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019 into 2020 here. And after Greece, which also can refer to the country, the summer or Sumer was over. Back to school, and Kos, which is the island of medical school, and Hippocrates, on the hippocampus, the horse crates and horse farm of the seahorse, the son of Poseidon, and Medusa, or Med USA. And here Poseidon was coming up as plus Ea's ID on. And then the quote came up, "It won't be long." So New Hope then came up with the time at 232, which is the 2 of the Divine Feminine, High Priestess. 32 is the 6 of Wands of the Journeyman, bringing in the good news. And Huntingdon Pike, which is the road that leads to New Hope, which came up as Hu, as the humans, Hu, Nitro, right? So some kind of big energy here. In the garden, Pi Ki. And Pi is all about sharing, right? It's the circle with the line down the middle. The Christed sheep, you, 1-to-1, human embodiment of source, of Pi, and sharing nicely. Pi being the key. Then Metatron with Mikey was coming up, so the energy of Metatron and Michael. And that was coming up as me, Tatra or Tatra, which means for the time being, me on, which just came up on the previous page about them being on. And then my key at the Y in the road of M and M. So M, N, M, with the Christed bridge between the M and the M, with the 38 Queen of Cups frog then coming up with the Celtic cross, and the 19 of the lucky sun, the luck of the Irish and green, with the 45 of the 5 of Cups and Lady Nada, the twin of Sananda, of the 7th ray of ritual and magic, of ceremony and practicing your healing, spiritual and psychic gifts, as the Queen of Cups leapfrogs to Neanderthal man trapped at the intersection or roundabout, as lucky sun grieves their warts to become the prince in the temple of love, the chambers of the heart. So then I broke down Lady Nada and Sananda, which I've done pretty recently, a few weeks ago, and it's coming up as Angel Dinah Dad, which Dinah means cushiony, and Sananda comes up as Saint On Dad, Lady N.A. Da, and Saint A.N. Da. There's the +1 of On and the -1 of N.A. Again, the Lady Nada of nothingness, and then the Saint Anda of water, friend, to breathe, lucky, knowledge, duck, soul, spirit, expands, money, ready to go, on the road to walk with zeal, dark and blind, and oil. So now you have water and oil. Or in other words, to her nothingness, everythingness. She is Ea minor, or Asia minor, her thorns, as he's a lucky duck, a swan, his son, on the Poseidon's advent you are. The 35 of the horse and the 23 of playing possum of the King of Wands. 35 is the Wounded Warrior. The Wounded Warrior and the King of Wands, and a karmic relationship here, where their bags are packed with angel vows, or perhaps a mother watching from above, as the Page of Wands, number 26, takes off for Fantasy Island or another plane of fire, with number 13 transmuting the old and takes on the new to a higher frequency. You're called to ask Archangel Gabriel here and Thor with the elemental salamanders to transform energy of conflict and spread peace, warmth, and nourishment. Ask fire to help eat the right food for ascension fuel and to ignite your aura and to keep your chakras glowing so that you can attract and lead with inspiration. The Swan, your divine masculine, and the Queen of Cups frog, leaving the Wounded Warrior, King of Wands, behind. Perhaps in the feminine, to become the Swan. So the Queen of Cups could reference the masculine in his feminine, on his way to becoming that swan that he wants to be. This could also be someone feeling left for dead. As the new ship comes in, as Ia or Asian, Tibetan leaving karmic relationship to take the Celtic Neanderthal to Asian Viking, purifying as we speak. So there's definitely this energy of purifying these Asian and Celtic lineages. As the Fool leaps, as Lucky Sun, Page of Wands, takes off for the 5D station. At 3:03, which is the Empress, and then the Empress again, as the angel comes in droves, and the 2 3s also can represent 2 eagles flying together with space between. As the angels come in droves here. And then I was getting, quote unquote, come on baby, light my fire. As Poseidon in Egypt and Lady in Temple of Love, the Sphinx of the hollow earth leading you to Mars, and the Earth Star Chakra leading you to Neptune, and to visit Luxor in your sleep, Metatron's retreat, and the Stellar Gateway Chakra, in a wake-up call of the sun, inspired by grieving death, and thereby transforming into life at 3:11. Perhaps this is being read from right to left, as opposed to left to right, as the frog leaps into becoming the swan, the son of An, on a plane of the sun to 5D station and back for an exchange from fire to angels, plus 2019 and 20, or 20 and back, from fire to the frying pan and over and out as we turn our clocks back to where we once belonged. And then the mother lode was coming up as the star. Turning back time to spring forward, to dive deep and come up roses, looking straight into the sun at 3:18.